After right after high school, what did you do right after?
Um, Start working.
Well, where?
I worked for Bing Steel. Yeah,
What,
probably. Hmm.
what's that? What
Bing
company?
Steel. He used to play for the Detroit Pistons, so he got his own I guess his plant, his steel plant.
Oh,
That
okay.
yeah, that he got a contract with like Chrysler, Ford, or GM. So we would ship steel over to them. So yeah, that was my first job for the first seven, I guess 7 to 10 years. I was
Oh, you've been there for a
working
long.
there.
You've been there for a while.
Yeah, I was there for a while. Yeah, as soon as I got out of high school. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. And
Mhm.
so let me ask you. So in between that time that you was working, and, you had to make a living, and you paying your
Mhm.
bills, living your life. Um, so what was it like as far as between your work life and your personal life? Did you have a personal life at that time? What were you doing at that time? Did you have a personal life?
Well, when I was working, when I was working for Bing Steel, I believe I was still working, living with my mother at the time. Maybe
Okay.
I think within a couple of years, and then after that, I got my first apartment. Then after I got my first apartment, then I was still working. I believe I was still working for Bing Steel. Yeah, so yeah,
Okay.
so yeah, yeah, yeah. Didn't know how to back then. It wasn't no back then. It was like you had a checkbook. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I ain't even know how to write a checkbook to pay my rent. So I had to my mother had to show me how to do that. So I learned how to cook. Because I was just just ready to move on. So
right, right. So you
yeah,
had to get the tools. So she taught you the proper tools that you
yeah,
needed to be
yeah,
self sufficient.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
now let me ask you. So, like, as you started to become self sufficient and you started to really get into some adulting things, you started adult. We call it, we call it
Mm-hmm.
adulting. You
Yeah.
know, and so when you start that phase of your life, how much of your father's presence did you felt that you needed at that time, Price? And I want you to think about that. How
Mm-hmm.
much of your father's presence? Because as a man, a man's presence, a strong male figure
Mm-hmm.
to me, I think is needed. So how much of it that you think that you needed at that time?
Um. When I was working at Bing Steel, they had all the men at all the men at this one particular table. So I will always sit in the back and listen to what
Mhm.
to what they was talking about, and so that's mainly where I got all my information from. I didn't
Okay.
my father, like you say, he wouldn't
So
talk
you
about.
so you had other male figures.
Yeah,
So you did have some male figures.
yeah.
I know you mentioned your grandfather,
Hmm.
but you had other male figures in your life.
Yeah.
So because I want to get into because I was saying before how much of the gentleman qualities that you have that I've
Hmm.
noticed since getting to know you. So
Hmm.
where did that all come from?
Um, uh, Mainly it came from my mother, two sisters, my grandmother, and great grandmother. Yeah, so they put that in me. My grandfather tried to put his morals in me, but it was too late.
Oh, got
So
you.
yeah, so they
Mhm.
basically raised me to know how to treat a woman. What to do and what not to do. So that's basically where I got it from.
All
Yeah.
right, and good
Mhm.
job to them. Good job to them.
Mhm.
And so now, before you got married, what did you what was your dating life like? I'm trying to get a little messy here.
Oh,
What
yeah.
trying to you know?
Yeah. Again, I was, I would go to the clubs and stuff, and I would, ask you to dance, but I didn't,
Was it just
I didn't have no conversation back then.
oh
Yeah.
yeah? Oh, you were
I
still
would,
shy, like you were
yeah,
still
didn't know what to say, you
oh
know.
okay.
yeah, how to get the number or nothing. So I
Oh, you
just
ain't know how to get the number. That's funny. You didn't know how to get the number. So, but let me ask you this, Brother Price. So, how did you get her number? Like, how did you get How
oh
did you how
yeah
did you get
the
her number?
yeah yeah oh um I saw her in church one day, and and I I think somebody texted me her telephone number, and then I called.
Oh, wait, but let me. Okay, so but Price, don't. You getting a little bit vague. If you want to tell the story, you got to give me some details of your love story. Now, don't leave everything out. You know. Okay, you say you started attending the Christian Church East Point, right? Is that what you're talking
Right.
about?
Yeah.
Okay, and so you saw this woman. Go
Right.
ahead. Now, give me the nitty gritty.
I saw her. I didn't know who she was.
Uh huh.
Yep, I saw the back of her. I didn't never see the
Oh,
front of her. I just saw the back of
that's
her.
all you needed to see
Yeah.
her.
Yeah. And and yeah, so I believe somebody texted me her telephone number. I called her, and then I asked her, "Hey, do you want to go out?" She said yes. So 9 years later. Yeah.
Oh, don't say,
Yeah.
but you just okay again, Brother Price. Let's not you skipping over stuff again. Because I know it wasn't just the rest just say it's history. No, I want to get into I love to hear, I'm sorry. I love to hear
Mhm.
love stories. So you got her number,
Yeah.
you asked her out.
Yeah.
Where did you go out? How long did you date? You know,
Oh.
how did you propose?
Oh.
I want to get all the stuff. I want to get all of that.
Oh. Oh. So the first date, she had came over to the house. I was barbecuing, so we ended up eating. So we ended up doing some hot dogs or something. I'm not. Yeah, I believe it was hot dogs. So end up doing that. So then after that, start going. Start taking her. Taking her out to get something to eat, and then um
Y'all started courting, yes.
yeah, start courting, yeah. Then after that, then um probably about a year later, yeah, it's probably about a year later I asked her, but she won't let this down. But I end up asking her right end up asking her to marry me at Burger King,
Burger King?
yeah, Burger King parking lot. And
Burger King
so
parking lot?
yeah.
Why there? That's not very romantic.
I know, but I guess I was so excited, and
Oh,
so
goodness.
yeah, so she said yes, but she never, she never let that down.
Yeah, I
So
wouldn't either.
yeah, so yeah, and so I 5 years after that, then the church that the old church. I asked Pastor Rand, I said, hey man, would you renew our vows? He said, yeah. And
Oh,
so, I got on one knee and said, hey, would you
okay.
marry
So
me
you right that
again?
time.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, and yeah, so, but it wasn't, yeah, she won't let that down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wouldn't either.
yeah.
I mean, and I just got through talk about. I was giving you praises about how much of a gentleman you are, and I'm like, "That's what you did. That's what you did." Oh, come on,
Yeah.
guys.
I would just say, I know I was excited, wasn't thinking. So,
Oh my
yeah.
goodness. Yeah. So let me ask you. So what made her the one?
I guess uh, it was just it was it's just I guess the way that she carried herself for one, and then for two, she's not a weak woman. She's a very strong woman, and I'm the the knuckleheads that I was dealing with. you know um yeah, so I didn't think that I wanted a strong woman. I thought that it was okay to have a woman that this other side of woman that I think that that I thought that I wanted. But with
Mm,
her, hey, she gonna push you until you can't stand it, But I guess that's a good thing because most men, we don't like to be pushed.
mhm.
So I'm grateful that she pushed me at times, to where I don't think that that I want to be pushed, but she pushed me anyway, and at the end of the day, that she wants you to be great on what you do. So yeah, it's a blessing,
Yes.
yeah,
And you
yeah,
have a built-in family as well because you became a father in the process. So,
yeah, yeah,
within the marriage, you became a father. Did you
yeah,
always want to be a father?
yeah, yeah.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how did shout out to Raina, is it Raina and Jasmine, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How did they receive you?
Oh, pretty. Yeah, hey, um, no disrespect. She wasn't gonna have it anyway.
Right.
And so yeah, hey, like you say, I love them as my daughters. And so I appreciate that. And then yeah, so it's a good thing.
Right,
So
right,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. So
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, thank you
yeah.
for sharing.
Mhm.